It's late at night, and the radio is your companion. You expect the usual: music, talk, maybe even static. But then, something else slips through. A sound that shouldn't be there. A voice with no source. A signal that refuses to explain itself. In our last exploration, we uncovered some of the most baffling broadcasts ever caught on the dial. But what we found was only the beginning. Strange transmissions keep surfacing, sometimes captured by chance, other times recorded and passed around online, where their mystery only deepens. Today, we're tuning into more of these anomalies. 4 unsettling cases where the airwaves became something uncanny, unexplained, and unforgettable. Welcome back to Mysterious Broadcasts. The WKCR Hijack. In the mid-1990s, listeners of Columbia University's WKCR 89.9 FM reported an unusual, disturbing signal intrusion. Instead of the regular programming, the station broadcast a sequence of sounds that did not match its usual content. The recording that survived features faint bells, static, and a distorted voice reciting what appears to be a list of names and dates in a monotone rhythm.
Son of John Senior Mel, brother Captain Chris, at the front of the Senior December 21st, 1988, Barry Valentino, son of Barry Senior Jean, brother Scott, Mark and Lisa Ann's friend, my friend. February 1985, Frank Oppenheimer, brother Robert, husband of Jackie and Emily, father of Michael, our friend. In 1987, Henrietta Graham, mother of Ian and Ralph Sally, my friend. March 17, 1988, Edward McGillis, brother of William, Jim, May, and Peggy, father of Shirley, Abby, and Josephine. April 1988, Ruth Marnani, wife of Rocco, friend of Bob and me. October 1988, Morgan Schunick, father of Barbara, husband of Elsie, Barbara's dad. August 22nd, 1985, Irene McGillis Tutulio. Sister of Millie, Margaret, Dan, Tony, Ida, Dominic, Nair, Scat, Elvira, and Joe. Wife of William, mother of Mary Ann, grandmother of Liz and Billy. July 4th, 1987, Peter Dunlop, son of Robert Steph Kay, brother of Bob, Karen, Cindy, and Mary, husband of Lisa, father of Shady, Uncle Rick, and Lucy. My brother-in-law. November 1988, John Burns, son of John Sr. and Marilyn, brother of Kathy and Chris, step-friend of Lisa and Billy. December 21st, 1988, Barry Valentino, son of Barry Sr. and Jean, brother Scott, Mark, and Lisa, Ann's friend. February 1985, Frank Oppenheimer, brother of Robert, husband of Jackie and Lily, father of Michael. May 1987, Henrietta Graham, mother of Ian and Ralph Sally. March 17, 1988, Edward McGillis, brother of William, Jim, and Peggy, father of Shirley, Abby, and Geraldine. Heart attack. 1988, Ruth Marnani, wife of Uncle, friend of Bob. October 1988, Morgan Schunick, brother of her husband, Elsie, kidney failure.
You're tuned to WKCR FM New York, 89.9 on your dial. Colombian music is running a little late. It will be starting in a few minutes.
The structure of the intrusion resembles an obituary roll call or a reading of announcements, though its exact purpose remains unclear. No station identification or explanation accompanied the broadcast, and the event has since circulated online under the name the WKCR Hijacking, or the Old Tape. Theories about its origin range from a deliberate hijack of the station's weak transmitter to an inside prank by students experimenting with the equipment. WKCR, like many college radio stations at the time, operated with relatively low security and infrastructure, making it vulnerable to unauthorized use. Others have speculated that it may have been an accidental bleed-through from another signal. However, no official explanation has ever been given. The alien signal on 106.9 FM. In late 2024, a Reddit user in Washington state captured a broadcast anomaly while listening to 106.9 FM, a station normally associated with standard music programming. Instead of music, the station aired a sequence of distorted electronic tones and high-pitched static. Listeners describe the audio as chaotic, resembling what one might imagine as a fictionalized alien invasion broadcast. The most striking feature was a robotic voice that emerged through the distortion, with the phrase, "We come in peace." Or at least that's what the Redditor themselves believed. The intrusion lasted long enough for multiple listeners to confirm it, but afterward, the station then resumed back to normal programming without acknowledgement. Potential explanations include a form of signal hijacking, though such events are rare due to technical challenges of overriding an FM station. Another possibility is a malfunction in the station's automation or playback system, producing corrupted audio files that coincidentally resemble synthetic voices. Digital automation systems are highly complex, and failures can create unexpected results. It's also worth noting that radio stations sometimes experience interference from nearby transmitters, which could result in anomalous broadcasts. However, the structured phrase, "We come in peace," complicates this theory, since it suggests intentional content rather than random distortion. Ultimately, the incident is significant because it occurred in recent years, when the majority of radio infrastructure is digital and tightly regulated. It demonstrates that even in the modern broadcasting environment, unexplained anomalies can continue to occur. The crying broadcast. One of the most widely discussed but poorly documented anomalies involves a broadcast that played the sound of a man crying. The clip, uploaded to Reddit in 2020, features uninterrupted sobbing, without any context or explanation. No music, no station identification, and no advertisements accompanied the recording. Just sustained audio of someone in distress.
Guys, I'm listening to my radio right now, and for the past 2 minutes, this man has been breathing and crying, and I heard tape. He sounds like he's in a bathroom, but this is coming through my fucking radio. 89.9. I'm up in Elka Park, New York right now. What is being broadcast? What is this? It's just a dude crying. For 4 minutes? I don't know. I was live on TikTok a minute ago, and it started then. What is this? What the fuck?
simplicity of the event makes it difficult to analyze. Some have suggested that it was an intentional stunt, perhaps as part of an art project or experimental radio programming. Others believe it could have been a technical mistake, with the station inadvertently patching in a private or test recording. There's also a more unsettling possibility, that the clip represents an unauthorized intrusion, where the audio was injected into the broadcast feed by an external actor. While rare, such cases have occurred, particularly with smaller stations lacking robust security systems. What makes this anomaly particularly disturbing is the lack of closure. Unlike other broadcast oddities, which can often be explained by technical issues or traced to a specific individual, this recording offers no such leads. It is a raw, emotional sound, broadcast to an unknown audience, without acknowledgement from the station that carried it. The case underscores how difficult it can be to verify or contextualize anomalies, especially when the only surviving evidence is a recording posted online. Without logs, eyewitness reports, or official station responses, events like this remain permanently ambiguous. The distorted voice transmission. In 2022, an audio file was posted to Reddit's Terrifying forum, claiming to originate from a radio broadcast. The recording consists of heavily distorted voices layered with guttural noises, mechanical screeches, and faint traces of speech. It does not resemble music, advertisements, or typical broadcast content.
Full scale. Brady.
Listeners immediately questioned the authenticity of the recording, with some suspecting that it was fabricated or manipulated before being uploaded. However, commenters noted that variations of the same sound have circulated for years, often appearing in discussions about unexplained radio captures. This continuity lends some credibility to the idea that the clip did originate from a real transmission. One commenter provided important context. These types of recordings may have surfaced multiple times in different locations, suggesting that the audio could represent a recurring broadcast rather than a single isolated event. If true, this would imply some intentional repetition, though the purpose would remain unknown. Possible explanations include corrupted digital playback, interference from experimental equipment, or private transmissions leaking into the FM spectrum. Without further data, it is impossible to confirm whether the recording reflects a technical malfunction or a deliberate act. These 4 cases highlight the variety of unexplained anomalies that have appeared across FM and AM radio. The WKCR Hijack demonstrates how vulnerable low-power stations once were to intrusions. The Washington alien signal shows that even in a digital age, strange and structured anomalies can appear unexpectedly. The crying broadcast illustrates how unsettlingly raw, unexplained human audio can be when placed in a broadcast context. And the distorted voice transmission underscores the persistence of unexplained signals as shared cultural artifacts. What they share is a lack of definitive explanation. Each case has plausible theories, technical malfunctions, hijacks, or experimental broadcasts, but none have been conclusively solved. They show that the radio spectrum, though highly regulated and usually predictable, remain susceptible to moments of disruption that can easily resist categorization. Keep your ears open. Anomalies are rare, but they continue to appear, each one reminding us that even familiar technologies can still produce the unexplained. May your search for the unknown continue, and as always, thank you for watching.